Good morning, ultimate hustlers and digital empire builders. It is that time for the Cortez Hustle Show, and this is another episode of Wellness Wednesdays where we're talking 16 ways to master work-life balance for successful entrepreneurs and newbie entrepreneurs, experienced entrepreneurs, entrepreneurs in general. One of the biggest challenges that I have in my life, and I ain't even gonna lie, is finding a good work-life balance. So that's what we're talking about today. So do me a huge favor. Come in and chat where you're from, drop the name of your business and or your brand, and smash that share button, ladies and gentlemen, and let's kick it. Yo, what's up, ultimate hustlers, and welcome to the Cortez Hustle Show, the business podcast for the entrepreneur of the 21st century. And I'm your host, Cortez Hustle. Our goal is to give you a behind-the-scenes look at how the world's greatest hustlers build amazing brands, scale their businesses to incredible heights, sell more, make more, and create mass movements that impact the world. It doesn't matter if you're a seasoned vet or you're sitting on the sidelines with aspirations to one day unleash your inner hustle. This show will provide the insights into how pure grit, determination, and hard work has morphed into some of the most iconic brands and personalities and how they are moving the culture forward. You'll get a mix of solo shows featuring yours truly, as well as interviews and content from other hustlers that I either know personally or I've learned from or whose grind I've come to know and respect. And you'll also get exclusive recordings from our membership called Monetize My Life Academy, which you can check out at monetizemylifeacademy.com. That's a program where we go live every month with some of the best hustlers on the planet, sharing best practices on how we all can explode our brands with advanced branding and marketing tactics, business development strategies, and financial game planning necessary to build the empires we all desire. Again, that's at monetizemylifeacademy.com. If you like today's episode, chances are the hustlers you're connected to will like it as well. Share it with those in your network. And when you do, use hashtag Cortez Hustle so I can see you and hopefully give you a shout out and share you in my stories. So check out today's episode and make sure you subscribe to the feed on your favorite podcasting networks. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Cortez Hustle Show. I am, of course, your host, Cortez Hustle, also known as the one and only financial health mentor, coming to you live and direct from the Cortez Hustle Challenge Studios right here in St. Louis. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, if you, my friend, are looking for a way to make some extra money online, especially for this holiday season, then you need to check out the Cortez Hustle Challenge. It's all about affiliate marketing. If you know anything about affiliate marketing, that's where you get paid to promote a hot product that's already selling without you, but they want to sell more. So they recruit affiliates like myself to market and promote. You can sign up for this affiliate challenge for free, but there are some upsells that you might want to take advantage of if you want to make the most money that you can and maximize this opportunity. So you need to go to CortezHustleChallenge.com or click the link in the description or in the show notes to learn more about this challenge and how you can make a boatload of money promoting one of the hottest digital products on the planet. And they pay 100% on the front end and 30% recurring over and over and over every single month. One of my favorite business models on the planet is affiliate marketing. Go to CortezHustleChallenge.com to check it out. Today, on this installment of Wellness Wednesdays, we're talking 16 ways to master work-life balance. Right. But before we get into that, y'all know I got to hit you with a couple of announcements for today. Sponsors are wanted and needed. Listen, if you have a product or service that you sell directly to businesses to help their businesses grow, whether it's a digital marketing product, whether you're a CPA business attorney, whether you sell softwares to companies, then you might want to connect with Unheard Media and find out how you can sponsor spots or power some of the shows on the Unheard TV network. It's an amazing opportunity. My newest show is going straight to Roku via Unheard TV. So if you're interested in getting in front of the audience that I'm building around Black Bear Success, then yeah, we need to talk. Comment keyword sponsor and I'll get you all the details and put you in touch with the right people. Also, Monetize My Life Academy. For those of you who want ongoing, continuous coaching, $47 per month. You can't beat that with a stick, ladies and gentlemen, especially if you're looking to figure out how to best leverage this thing called the internet to make more money, to make your businesses run more efficiently, to build bigger, more robust, more attractive brands. That's all we talk about in Monetize My Life Academy. And this month, I'm actually giving away an entire business in a box, and I'm going to be teaching how to leverage that business in a box into everything that you got going on. So make sure y'all check out monetizemylifeacademy.com. We start every show here on the Cortez Hustle Show with a quote of the day. And today's quote is from yours truly. Stop letting your current reality cause you to quit your dreams. If you're feeling me on that, drop a 1 in the comment. Stop letting your current reality cause you to quit your dreams. So many people are giving up on their dreams these days because of what their current circumstance and situations look like. Let me remind you about the way God created this whole thing, right? Life is cyclical, right? So you're going to give up on a lifelong dream because you are in a season of uncertainty. You are in a season of despair. You are in a season of turbulence in your life. So you're going to quit on your lifelong dreams, aspirations, and goals because of a 3-month season of your present reality. Listen, man, understand how to embrace the seasons in your life. And yes, as we're recording this today, November 3rd, we are preparing for the winter months. What does that mean? It means we don't shout to the sky at the sun and the moon because winter is coming. It means we simply prepare because we knew at this same time last year, winter came, right? The same thing happens in your life, man. Winters are coming in your life, and you've got to start preparing for those winters, right? The Bible talks about being like the ant. What does the ant do? All winter long, the ant is preparing for the summer. All summer long, the ant is preparing for the winter. And during this time of turbulence in your life, while you're thinking about giving up and quitting your dream, this is the time for you to be preparing for the harvest that's going to come because you didn't quit. Oh, yeah, I didn't hear me on that. This is the time, right? It's winter time. The ants are preparing for the summer. This is the time that you're preparing and you're giving thanks for the harvest that's going to come because you refuse to quit working during some of the toughest times. You refuse to give up on your dreams when it would have been very easy. Everybody around you would understand if you gave up and quit right now. Everybody. Right? But you're not going to inspire those to walk out and live out their dreams if you quit right now. That testimony that you have that says, man, I built a business during a global pandemic, right? That inspiration that you're going to be able to lead people with because of the testimony that says, listen, I lost somebody I love due to COVID during a global pandemic, and I was able to keep it together. What? Never let your current reality cause you to give up on your dreams. That is the quote of the day right here on the Cortez Hustle Show, brought to you by the Cortez Hustle Challenge. If you want to make a few extra dollars in the affiliate marketing space, then you need to investigate the Cortez Hustle Challenge. All you got to do is go to CortezHustleChallenge.com. I'll put the link in the show notes in the comments as well. But check it out. It's a free program that you can get started. There are some upsells and some other tools and resources that will make this journey a lot easier and more profitable for you, but they are not necessary in order for you to win in this world of affiliate marketing. So go to CortezHustleChallenge.com. Check it out for yourself, man. See if we can't help you make a few extra dollars online promoting one of the hottest new products, digital marketing platforms on the planet. So we're talking Wellness Wednesday, 16 ways to master work-life balance for entrepreneurs. Listen, man, it ain't easy. As my wife will tell you, this is something that I've struggled with. And we have these conversations all the time. I'm getting better with balancing. I'm getting better with showing her the attention and the care and the love that she needs. I'm getting better with being there for my sons. And here's one of the challenges that we absolutely face as entrepreneurs, trying to figure out how hard do we go in our businesses versus when do we cut it off? When do we turn it off? When do we sit back, chill, and allow the rest of our world to continue to spin and be fully present in those places? It's difficult, man, especially when you're at the beginning stages, you're at the foundational stages of your business, you're laying down that foundation. Anybody that tells you or knows anything about construction, the hardest thing to do and the most important thing to do is to get the foundation right. And once you get that foundation right, make it big enough, make it strong enough, then the rest of the building goes up relatively quickly, right? I don't know if you guys have ever seen a house being built from the ground. Well, it sits as a hole in the ground for like 4 or 5 months. But once that foundation is set, it seems like within 2 weeks, that house is fully erect, roof on it, lights on the inside, garage. Man, it's ridiculous, right? That's how it is when it comes to your business. But even when you're in that foundational stage and you're laying that foundation, you got to understand that there are people who know and love you. There are people in your lives that require your attention, that require your love, that require your presence, and not your physical presence, like your whole being presence, right? And you got to figure out how to balance those things. And that's what we're going to spend some time on today. But I want you to do me a favor. Comment in the chat where you're from and drop the name of your business and or your brand. If you are a business owner and you are on a business podcast that's streaming live and you are not commenting the name of your business and or your brand, what kind of business are you running? Right? Now, I just ask that you do not post any links, but by all means, tell us the name of your business and a little bit about what you do. You never know who might want to connect with you based on a simple comment here on Facebook. I see Hobbs Tigris in the building and Michael Davis. Appreciate you guys for tuning in. So I found this great article on lifehack.org, right? One of my favorite sites to check out is this lifehack.org site. Pretty cool that they have some great stuff on it all the time. So I'll share that link to the article because we will not be able to read this entire article, but I want to give you some of these life hacks for entrepreneurs to help you figure out this work-life balance, right? It's a regular series. Ask the Entrepreneurs is a regular series where members of those involved in the Young Entrepreneur Council are asked a single question that aims to help life hack readers level up their own lives. So the question that was asked is, how do you maintain a healthy work-life balance? The other reason that I like this is because this article always talks and gets feedback specifically from entrepreneurs and not people who are just writing about entrepreneurship. These are people who are actually in the trenches, right? So let's look at what they have to say about work-life balance. Number one thing that you need to do as an entrepreneur to get better work-life balance is let go of fear. Now, I know a lot of you guys are entrepreneurs and you're saying, well, Cortez, I'm not, I've already let go of my fear. exercise the courage to take a leap of faith and start my own business, right? Well, let's read on because that's not what she's talking about. This is from Elizabeth Saunders from Real Life E. Many entrepreneurs struggle with fear that if they're not working every minute that they could possibly be working, their business will fail and they will regret not having put in more time. However, in my own experience and in observing other successful entrepreneurs, letting go of this fear not only leads to work-life balance, but also more meaningful productivity and accomplishments. Listen, this is the area, and for those of you who've been following my shows for a while, you know that I'm not talking to y'all. I'm talking to me. I'm just talking to me out loud, and you guys get to hear, right? But that's one of the things that, my goodness, she is so on point. I feel like I could be losing ground if I'm not working around the clock in my business or on my business. And that's just not the case. And my wife would say all the time, you're not getting anywhere because you've been sitting here for too long. You need to pull yourself away from it. Let your mind go and think about something else. Let your brain actually calibrate and file all the information that you just ingested and reorganize it so that when you come back to it the next day or hours later, you have a fresher perspective and you can get more done and be more productive. So number one on the list is let go of the fear. I know we're in this whole hustle mentality that you've got to be grind, right? Nobody wants, and I don't know about you guys, I don't want to get to this multi-billion-dollar business and empire that I'm building only to have my wife leave me and my sons not talking to me because I didn't have time to help them through their life. I didn't have time to show up for them, right? I don't know about you. We see this time and time again that entrepreneurs tend to find themselves in this space. Some of us tend to find ourselves literally working ourselves to death, right? And that's not fair to the people who loved you. That's not fair to the people that you love and brought into this world, i.e. your children, right? It's just not fair. So be careful with that. Number two, build lifestyle into your brand. Now, this is new and it's exciting for me, right? What does that mean? These days, so many people are focused on getting funding, explosive growth, and spending 80 hours a week in their business. While that's all great stuff, it can lead to burnout and unhappiness really quickly. Make lifestyle the most important factor in your business from the beginning and then grow with that principle in mind. Less stress, more happiness. And this is from Sean Ogle, Location 180 LLC, right? If entrepreneurship is a lifestyle, then how do we make lifestyle a part of our brand, right? A part of our business structure and foundation, right? I love what Google does out there where they literally, hey man, if you got a pet, bring your pet to work so that you don't have to miss work and you don't have to miss time being with your pet, right? You got children, that's okay. We got one of the greatest child care facilities right here on campus. Bring your kids to work with you. We want to make it easy for you to bring your genius to us without at the same time missing those critical moments. Hey, you're the type of person that can go hard from 8 to 11 and then you need a nap. Hey, we got all of these napping pods. Go take you a nap. They've incorporated certain things into the culture of their organization that makes it very easy for people to bring their genius and not feel guilty. As entrepreneurs, we got to figure out how can we bring our genius to our businesses and not feel guilty about leaving our family out. Well, maybe you need to bring your family into the business and incorporate them in some kind of way. Maybe when you're hanging out with the family on your regular intervals, you figure out what's acceptable from the family to bring a little bit of business into the family, right? Just some of my thoughts. We got 14 more of these to go, but y'all know what time it is. It is time for 1 minute motivation right here on the Cortez Hustle Show. So we play a short motivational video and we ask that you comment your takeaway. We're going to give you a couple of our takeaways as well. So let's get into 1 minute motivation right here on the Cortez Hustle Show.
Be addicted to bettering yourself. When you think about some of the great athletes and in so many sports, and I think the perfect examples, I think for me, it's because I love basketball. You think about a lot of these kids, they go from high school to the pros. And obviously, that's not the case now. You have to go 1 year. But just think about the kids that go from high school to the pros. You think about your Kevin Garnett. You think about your Kobe Bryants, your LeBron James, Michael Jordan. He's one of the greatest. He didn't go from high school to the pros, but he's considered, obviously the greatest of all time. But when you think about what Michael Jordan did as setting the blueprint, especially for a guy like Kobe, who was at that point when he was alive, he was a living carbon copy of one of the greatest basketball players of all time. You think about what LeBron has done. He lived up to the expectations, lived up to the potential in which a lot of scouts and owners and GMs pegged him as. And so that's why you look at Steph Curry. That's why you see these guys, they enhance upon their abilities and their potential. When you look at...
I don't know about y'all, man, but this is how I start my day. This is how I get myself fired up. I hear and I listen to stories of success, positive things that will encourage me, things that will get me fired up, things that will get me charged up, because I don't know about y'all, but I believe that anything that any human being has achieved, I believe I can do it too. Right? If anybody has won in their lives, I believe I can win just the same. So one of the things that it is okay to be addicted to is getting better, y'all. It's getting better. We spend a lot of time beating ourselves up over the things that we cannot do, and not nearly enough time appreciating ourselves for the things that we can do. And what happens is when you flip that on its head, when you stop focusing 80% of the time on the areas where you have fallen short, but instead 80% of the time you're giving yourself a pat on the back for the things that you do well, 20% of the time I kick myself in the butt. Like, man, you can do that a little bit better. So because I'm rewarding myself with positive affirmations about what I do well, that serves as a greater encouragement for me to continue to grow, to continue to add to my skill set, to continue to read my books, to continue to listen to my trainings, to continue to go to events and workshops and all of these different things, right? Some of us will spend, we do like the media. I don't know about you, but the media here in St. Louis and even the national media, they spend 95% of their time talking about the 5% that's going wrong in our society. And what that makes you think is that 95% of our society is gone and run amok. And that creates fear, right? The movie Monsters, Inc., the Pixar movie Monsters, Inc. was right on, man. Our society feeds off fear, right? So it perpetuates fear and creates this sense of fear and uneasiness, because that's an industry, that's a power source that they're able to draw from financially and every other way that you can think of. But we've got to get to a place where we literally start to appreciate and show gratitude for the things that we are good at versus the things that we're bad at. 95% of the things going on in your life is going in the right direction. 5% is jacked up, right? We all got that 5%. But when you focus 95% of your time on that 5%, you start seeing the whole world as that 5%. It's just not like that. And not only do you start seeing the whole world as that 5%, you start attracting that 5% into your life. And you don't want that, right? Model success. He talked about Kobe Bryant being a carbon copy of Michael Jordan, right? We got this thing that we want to reinvent the wheel. We got this thing, especially in entrepreneurship. We got to be innovative. We got to be coming up with something new. I heard Tyra Banks say during Black Entrepreneurs Day, she said, different is better than better. Oh, somebody ought to put that in the comments. Different is better than better. What does that mean? We're all trying to be better than the next company, the next entrepreneur, the best bit, the next business. Listen, you can debate to the end of time whether or not McDonald's is better than Burger King. The one thing you can't debate, though, is that McDonald's is different than Burger King. Burger King flame broils its burgers. McDonald's grills their burgers. That little difference, they pretty much, if you look at the menu, they pretty much have the same thing on both menus, right? They're just different. Different is better than better. Being your unique and authentic self is the name of the game in 2021 going into 2022. So that is 1 minute motivation right here on the Cortez Hustle Show, ladies and gentlemen, where we are the digital marketing entrepreneurship based podcast of the 21st century, brought to you by the Cortez Hustle Challenge. Listen, if you want to make a few extra dollars, let me go ahead and put the link to the challenge in the comments. I'm a big fan of affiliate marketing. I just think it's one of the best ways to get involved in entrepreneurship, build your entrepreneurship chops, build your entrepreneurship skill sets. And of course, when you're an entrepreneur, you get to take advantage of the #1 wealth building tool in the entire world. And that is the United States tax code. So it's one of the reasons we go so hard on entrepreneurship. So if you go to this link that I'm putting in the comments, you can take a little quiz to see if you even have a mindset and a mentality to accept this challenge. And if you do, we'd love to help you make your first or your next $1,000 online. Who couldn't use a few extra dollars during this holiday season, right? So we're talking 16 ways to master work-life balance for entrepreneurship. #3 on the list is schedule your life, not just work. All right. Reserve set times in your schedule for activities that allow you to recharge and that add value to your life, such as daily exercise, a weekly date, or a social night. Reserve time for family activities and a yearly vacation. You not only will have something to look forward to, but also extra motivation to manage your other time well, so you do not have to cancel on others and yourself. Schedule your life, y'all. We schedule our work, our calendars. You can schedule your life all the same. And that is from Doug Bend from the Bend Law Group, PC. #4, set boundaries. Set boundaries. Calm down. It's 11 p.m. You're not going to lose that client if you wait until tomorrow to respond to his or her request for a project estimate. Oh, talk about stepping on toes, ladies and gentlemen. I get a new lead. I get one of my prospects hitting me up after hours. I feel like I have to make a move, right? I have to stop what I'm doing and respond. Don't do that for two reasons. A, you're basically bringing in an undue or an unjust amount of stress for no reason, right? B, you're also training those people how to treat you. Oh yeah, I had some issues where couldn't turn it off. Then all of a sudden people were hitting me at that time of night, every night. You can't do that. You train people how to treat you. When you stop responding after hours, people stop hitting you up after hours. Facts. When you stop responding after hours, people will stop hitting you up after hours. The only reason people are hitting you up after hours is because you keep responding, right? So if that's not your business model, then don't do it. Set work hours for yourself and stick to them. If you make yourself available at all hours, while out to dinner, while on vacation, during sexy time, you set dangerous precedents. And that is from Steph Arturi, Word Nerd Pro, right? We're talking Wellness Wednesdays. Entrepreneurs struggle with finding work-life balance. Now, let me say this. Work-life balance is determined by you, right? The analogy that I like to use is NFL football. Everybody know that if you have a football team, a successful football team has a balanced rushing attack and passing attack. And it's balanced for that particular organization. That means they pass it enough and they run it enough to keep the defense honest. Now, out of 100 plays, some teams' balance is 80-20. 80% of the time, they're going to drop back and they're going to hand that ball to one of their running backs. 8 out of 10 plays, that's what's going to happen, right? 20% of the time, they're going to fake that handoff and hit you over the top with a long pass, right? That's balance for that organization. Some organizations are 50-50. Out of 100 plays, they're going to throw it 50 times. They're going to run it 50 times. We got to get your own definition of balance in, right? Some people and their family life situation says that for us, balance looks like this. My family requires 6 hours of time a week. The other rest of the week, I can go hard in business. Some families will listen, my life and my work balance says that I can work 50 hours a week, but I got to give my family 25. You got to determine what that balance is for you, and don't get caught up in, oh, this entrepreneur over here works 24/7. So I got to be like that entrepreneur over there. No, that ain't how it works. Every entrepreneur is different and must set their own limits, their own boundaries, and create the systems and the situations that work for them as individuals. Number 5, and this is an article from lifehack.org, and they do a series called Ask the Entrepreneur. And the question they ask entrepreneurs is, how do you find work-life balance? Number 5, turn it off, right? Let's see. Our smartphones are a part of our everyday lives, but as an entrepreneur, we literally sleep with it tucked under our pillow. Simplify or simply turn off the phone and be amazed at how much you can get done. You can even fit in a workout. You have to know when to separate work and life, which starts with shutting off from everything to take time for yourself. That's why there's a thing called voicemail. I experienced this just yesterday. I'm starting to work my day a little differently and to be more productive. I got some lofty goals for this year. So what I did yesterday was I decided that I was going to devote 1 hour of time, 60 minutes of time to a particular project, right? And in order for me to make that happen, what I had to do was I had to literally turn my phone off, not put it on silent, turn it off. And then I have to shut down Facebook so I don't get any notifications. So for that whole 60-minute block of time, I can just focus on getting as much done in this task as possible. And I'll tell you, man, it felt really, really good. So that bit of advice is from Ashley Body from Business Beware. Number 6, learn something new. I started taking beginner piano lessons at age 26 so I could schedule time away from my computer. Now I know that my Tuesday and Thursday evenings are piano nights. I'm paying money to be there, so you better believe I'll be shutting off my work to get there, right? Interesting concept. Learn something new. That's from Ali Ciarto, from Loud Pixel, right? Number 7, work it all out. Work it all out. Let's see if they're going where I think they are going with this, right? Being an entrepreneur often uses up all of your time, but it's important to remember to stay healthy and work out. Try and add a calendar invite reminding you to go to the gym, run, or do whatever fits you. If not, you'll most likely regret it when you start seeing negative results, right? That's from Ben Lang from Epic Launch. If you're just tuning in, go ahead and comment in the chat where you're from. Drop the name of your business and your brand. Just do not post any links. Tell us a little bit about what you got going on. We're talking work-life balance for entrepreneurs. How many of you guys like me struggle in this area of work-life balance, especially when you are an online entrepreneur and at any given time I have my phone with me. So literally I'm in business everywhere I am with my phone with me, right? So you got to figure out how to shut those things off. Number 8, figure your fuel. This is good. Too often the work-life balance discussion revolves around sleeping and exercising schedules. But for nonstop entrepreneurs, the conversation needs to begin with what we're using for fuel. It's important to stock up on healthy snacks that will reduce your cravings for less healthy foods and keep you going 24/7. Stash them in your desk, computer bag, and car for emergency uses, right? Sweet equities is this piece of advice from Benjamin Lease, right? That's super dope. We don't understand that how we fuel our bodies has a lot to do with our production, right? And sugary stuff can get you hyped up for 15 minutes and can have you walking like a zombie for the next 45. And then because you were in that zombie mode for 45, you start getting behind on things that you plan to do for the day, right? That is so, so rich. How many of you guys pay attention to your food and the things that you snack on throughout the day as part of your entrepreneurship hack, right? That's one of my hacks. I try to fuel my body and work out so that I can stay sharper than most. Number 9, remember your friends. Many entrepreneurs I talk to often think about how much time off that their peers have because of their cushy corporate jobs. Entrepreneurs should try to create similar schedules as well so that we can have proper work-life balance. If corporations can make it happen, entrepreneurs can too. That is from Danny Wong, Black Label Group Incorporated, right? So one of the things that is appealing about entrepreneurship is that we could set our schedule. And most of us have our schedule set to 24/7. And that's not healthy, y'all. Not healthy for most. Some might be able to pull it off for a year, 18 months, 24 months. But I promise you, 24/7 grinding is not healthy for long periods of time. The studies are out, right? Burn yourself out, lose your family, lose your health if you're not careful, right? It's not to say that entrepreneurship is not a lifestyle. It's not to say that I'm not going to be solving problems and getting paid to solve problems in my 70s, 80s, and 90s, right? That's the entrepreneurial journey. That's what we do. Entrepreneurs are people who get paid to solve problems. My mind will never turn off when I see a problem and not be thinking of a solution that I can bring to the marketplace and get paid for. It's just not going to happen. However, I could fit that between 10 and 4, right? Get my wife some time in the morning, get my family some time in the evening. I could. So I got to figure that out. And that's why we're doing this episode. I think everything is figure outable, right? But we got to make it a priority in order to figure it out. Number 10, delegate your life. It's great to delegate bookkeeping, marketing, and admin work, but for many who are just starting off, your budget won't necessarily allow for it. Get creative and delegate more of your life duties like childcare, cleaning house, and grocery shopping to a spouse. Having my husband help me out by doing some grocery shopping means I have more time to spend with him when we're at home. Delegate your life, not just your business tasks, right? Jennifer Dono, young female entrepreneurs, right? And if you guys go to the article that I put in the comments and in the show notes, you'll actually be able to click through and follow some of these people and see what their businesses and their brands are all about. They have the links to their websites and things here as well. But delegating your life, right? I have come to a place where I appreciate more the ability to hire a professional to do something for me than to do it myself, right? And I have this conversation with my brother-in-law all the time because he's like the do-it-yourselfer. He's like, man, you could save money and do it yourself. And the example that I use is I'm pretty handy, right? I've built a lot of stuff with these two hands, right? Laid floors, install lights, and all kinds of stuff. I'm pretty handy. I can figure some things out, and I don't mind that kind of work, right? But when you start to realize the value of time, right? And this is where I am in my life. I can literally redo my whole bathroom from gutting it out to redoing everything. But here's the difference. If I hire a professional, that's going to get done in 8 hours. Like they'll bring a crew in here, they'll tear your whole bathroom out, and they'll put that whole thing back in a day. If I do it myself, we're going to be inconvenienced for about a month, right? Because that's not what I do full time. I don't have a system in place to do that. So I'm figuring out the system and the actual work and all of that stuff over the time. And to me, it's not worth it. Yeah, could I save $2,000 or $3,000 if I did it myself? Absolutely. Everybody knows that the cost of materials versus the cost of labor is usually 3 to 1, 4 to 1, 5 to 1. Meaning if I have a $5,000 bathroom project, the material is only going to cost $1,000. The labor I'm paying $4,000 or $5,000 for. So you're thinking that if I invested in $1,000 material and I do the labor myself, I'm saving $5,000. Not always the case, because a lot of times you're going to end up spending $3,000 on material because you're going to mess up so much of the material, not knowing what you're doing and figuring things out. And the time, come on, man, you're going to give up your weekends for a month to get that project together. So I'm with the delegating the life part for those of you who are putting yourself in position to be able to afford that. Number 11, try time boxing. Time boxing. If you can offload common tasks such as scheduling and other appointment setting, you'll free up your time to focus on the most important tasks. Time boxing will allow you to apply laser focus to one project at a time. This is Jeff Slabatsky from Silicon Prairie News. And this is the example that I gave you guys earlier where now I have 3 or 4 major tasks that I want to do every day. And all I do is I set a timer and I turn off everything else. And I say, okay, I want to allot 45 minutes to this task. And wherever I end at the 45-minute mark, that task is done for the day. And I'll pick it up tomorrow. I'm going to move on to the next task, right? And then I have a certain amount of time that I'm going to devote to that task. I'm going to set my timer, because what you'll find is if you don't set a timer and you don't dedicate the focus, like I have a certain time I like to do my emails in the morning. I just want to go over my email. I want to go over my finances. I'm going to look at my bank accounts and all that kind of stuff every morning. But if you don't set the timer and say, okay, it should take me 15 minutes to do this, you won't power through it. You'll look at one thing and then you go check Facebook. You look at something else and then you go check your Google or your Instagram notifications. You'll look at one thing. No. And now it takes you 2 hours to check email because you keep stopping in between. So I like the idea of time boxing. We got a few more guys and we should be able to get through all of these. If you're just tuning in, we're talking 16 ways to master work-life balance here on the Cortez Hustle Show. And don't forget, if you're interested in making a few extra dollars this holiday season, then the Cortez Hustle Challenge can help you do just that. Go to CortezHustleChallenge.com and click the link in the show notes and the description. Number 12, put yourself first. If you're an entrepreneur, your business relies heavily on your sleep and sanity. Make sure that you are putting yourself first by eating right, sleeping well, and exercising at a minimum. Remember yourself. Remind yourself that those things are critical to thinking, creating, and performing at your best, and make sure you stand firm to your commitments to all three. Yeah, I work out 3 to 4 times per week, usually in the mornings because it's easier for me to start my day. Then I get me a cold shower in, and then it's off to the races, y'all. That is from Jenny Blake. Life After College is the name of her brand, right? Balance is not equal, right? This is another key. Personally, I'm not happy if I'm evenly dividing my time between work and other things. I really enjoy what I do to the point that I get bored with a lot of hobbies. I focus on making sure that I'm doing well on a personal level. If I'm feeling stressed out, I'll take a step back. If I feel like I'm not getting enough work done, I'm cool with investing more time. We're trying to figure this whole 50-50 thing out. No, balance does not mean 50-50. It means balance, right? And whatever you define that is, it means the 2 parts will equal 100%. Whether it is 75% work, 25% play, the 2 parts equal 100%. Whether it is, 90% play and 10% work, the 2 parts equal 100%. And that's from Thursday Brown and Hyper Modern Consulting. Number 14, just a couple more, ladies and gentlemen. Appreciate you guys hanging in there with me. You deserve a reward. It's easy to forget about the life part. Unfortunately, this ends up making you burn out while never giving yourself me time and enjoying the fruits of your labor. Reward yourself, whether it's by taking a vacation, treating yourself to a day at the spa, or turning off your devices and reading a book. It will make you better during your working time in the long run. That's from Stephen Vine from Grapevine PR. Number 15. What's your work-life story? Whether I spend 80 hours a week working on business or I'm on vacation and give 100% of myself to my reflection and refueling, my experience of both are pretty much the same. I'll make it a priority to narrate the story of what I'm doing, how I'm feeling, and how I'm spending my time in a way that makes me feel good and balanced. The story I tell myself is what keeps me thriving. Goes back to what we talked about earlier, where a lot of us are literally doing our business in a way that somebody else does their business, and that's the only reason we're doing it that way. Not because it makes us happy, not because we're cool. We're only doing it that way because somebody else said we should do it that way. You got to find what works for you. And that's from Alexia Vernon from Catalyst for Action. And last but not least, ladies and gentlemen, schedule it like you would an important meeting. If you want time for yourself, you need to schedule it into your day. 4 days a week, I make 2 hours for myself through CrossFit. There is nothing more important to me than my health. To ensure I never miss a class, it is scheduled into my calendar weeks in advance, and my day is planned around it just like an important meeting with a client. If it's scheduled, you will do it. If it's not, you won't. That's from Greg Rowlett, the Product Pros. So the link to this full article is in the show notes and the descriptions. You guys might want to click through some of these websites and follow some of these people on their social handles. But that is the 16 ways to master work-life balance for entrepreneurs. And again, that is a lesson for me. I'm learning to get better and better with that. I've been doing a lot better as of late. Now I got to keep it up, and keep improving upon that as I continue to build my business empire, but also continue to build my family empire, meaning our connections to one another emotionally, support-wise, and all of those things. I don't know why this mic is buzzing. So appreciate you guys all for tuning in, man. Hopefully you learned something. Comment your biggest takeaway. Let me know which one made the most sense to you. Which one are you struggling with the most, so that we can help you get to your goal of what is the perfect work-life balance for you. Not based on anybody else's work-life balance, but based on your data. So Energy TV, hey, what's going on, sis? Says great tips today. I appreciate you for tuning in as always. So with that, ladies and gentlemen, don't forget, you can take the Cortez Hustle Challenge if you are looking to make a few extra dollars this holiday season. The Cortez Hustle Challenge can help you do that. On top of that, the platform that we are promoting actually is of good help to you if you need to build sales funnels, websites, if you need email marketing. That's what the platform is. So we just get paid to market and promote that platform. So it's a great way to get a viable tool that you need in your business anyway, and earn some additional revenue by marketing and promoting that platform. So with that, ladies and gentlemen, that's it for the Cortez Hustle Show today. Tomorrow, we got a very special guest on who's going to be talking about online business startup. So make sure that y'all tune in. Y'all don't want to miss Vanessa. She's really going to break down how to, if you're trying to build a business, or if you have a business and you're trying to take that business online, there's nobody better to help you do that than Vanessa Jacqueline, and she's going to be on tomorrow. So make sure y'all come back right here, same bat time, same bat channel. Until then, get your money up, because you absolutely can do it. But more importantly, you deserve to do it, each and every single one of you. Now hustle up. But you've got to overcome fear if you're going to win.
You're tuned into the Cortez Hustle Show. Please like and subscribe.